which is not something you'd assume with a band with such a short, lifetime. What's up, nerdles? I'm Jeff, and this is Josh, and they've just helped me discover how intricate the guitar work in Algernon is. And they did that by submitting their cover to the hashtag Nerdle Content channel in our Discord. If you want your work to be featured in this series too, then you can become a nerdle by joining the Discord using the invite link in the description down below. All right, here we've got Sometimes Friends Fight. I know this is Alice from some of the other projects that we've been reviewing. Alice, you're a terrific musician. I'm really stoked to get into this. Also, Goreblogs is another username that you've been using, and we've reviewed some other Goreblog stuff. I'm not sure if that was you or not. Really interesting stuff when I do hear it. So hopefully there's some of that ambient undertone as well. I see you're from Ontario. That's sick. Hell yeah, fellow Canadians. Let's go. Keep the weirdness alive in Canadian music. All right, let's do this. I Am Afraid of Becoming a Stone by Alice, aka Goreblogs. Oh, cool. Okay, some acoustic instruments here. It's not sampled. I don't think. The notes say, sadly, this will be the only ever official release from Sometimes Friends Fight. We had a fun run, but it just didn't work out. Ah, too bad. There's that classic Alice screaming. So chaotic. So noisy, but it's bittersweet, right? Because it's still twinkly emo guitars. I hear something like, oh, it's the synths. So Enzo is on synths here. And there's drums going on? Yeah, there's like a tick, 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 tick. So it's I don't know if it's just like a, metronome or something like that, but there's credits for drums. So maybe the drums will pick up here as the song goes on. Looking forward to it though. This sounds really cool, Alice. Harsh, cute internet bass band. Harsh and cute, the complete dichotomous thing, but you brought it together. I wish I understood kind of where the death rattle screams came from. Are you using that as a device to kind of express a certain ethos in the music? Would I need lyrics to kind of understand why those parts are screamed that way? Or are you doing it more for the harsh noise aesthetic of the effect? Maybe a little bit of both? Ooh, it's TV noise in the background as the song fades out. That's cool. Sometimes friends fight. They do fight sometimes, Whoa! Okay, so I heard some TV noise going on in the background, fading in towards the latter part of the song. I didn't realize it was some kind of anime or something like that. It's so cool. Yeah, thanks so much, Alice. Goreblogs, huge fan. Can't wait for more from you. All right, this is Futurecrime by Owls on Fire. They say that this is some sketches of the musical things they're working on right now. I'm really excited to check it out. Owls on Fire has been super active in the Discord. I'm stoked about that. Let's hear what they're into. Got some special thanks on the Bandcamp page to Mom and Pops. That's pretty rad. Couldn't have made it here without you. Some friends, some musical minds. Oh yeah, we're gonna do it's like rock and roll almost, classic rock and roll. Not classic rock, I wouldn't put that on you. Yeah, I love the little shout outs you got to your friends and stuff. The I love yous. All right, we're just gonna drive it. It's gonna be rock music. You sampled interviews from Hunter S. Thompson? That's rad. So you're using a Jazzmaster guitar, 6-string bass, programmed drums, clavinet, the real thing. I don't think I know what a clavinet is. I think I only know it from the instrument that you can select out of MIDI sounds. And I don't know that I had a particularly good experience when I did select the clavinet. Wurlitzer, which this sounds like some kind of tank to me, like a German tank. Synthesizers, shaker vocals, rad. Okay, so I haven't heard any vocals yet in this track, but I assume some of them are going to come in really shortly, so I'm excited for when that happens. It looks like you're really prolific. You've continued to release things afterwards. Wow, look at all these releases. Holy frig. So you guys, you got to come in here. If you're hanging out talking to Owls on Fire in the Discord, come see all the stuff that they've been working on. Socially and artistically challenged weirdo. Yes. Oh my god, yes. Is this my Bandcamp page? I really like how punk this is. You have the word lo-fi garage stuff in your bio, and yeah, this is very garage rock. I kind of love it. Those movies that were coming out in the early 2000s where Scott Pilgrim and those movies where it was all kind of this grungy garage rock feel. That's kind of what I'm getting. That's what is being evoked in me right now by this. His album art is really interesting too. This looks like a Digimon to me. I don't know if this is just a sketch or a drawing, if this is supposed to be a character in a cloak or something, a self-portrait of some kind, but I'm getting Digimon vibes. The one that looks kind of like a fox, has all the tails. Probably a little bit of tone deaf, missing out on Japanese mythology happening here. All right, cool. So we're gonna end it out on some similar. This is just a straight up driven guitar garage rock thing. All right, so next we're going to listen to Gonzo's Sleep. I'm interested in this one. It's 4 minutes, 10 seconds long. I'm wondering if it's going to be the same kind of adrenaline rush rock ride that the last one was. Oh, this is some of those Hunter S. Thompson samples, right? Hunter S. Thompson. That's one of those things where I know they're a super prominent figure, but I don't know if it's a character name. Because I know that Hunter S. Thompson, a lot of their books get turned into media. And so sometimes I think people are referencing a character from that media, but I don't know. He was always so messed up. I don't Do the characters even have names? It's just one of those things, one of those blind spots that I wish I... Oh, never mind. Okay, stop rambling on about how little I know about Hunter S. Thompson. This is grimy. Yeah, I've gotten down to stuff like this before for sure. There's Hunter S. Thompson in like the DNA of some of the lo-fi garagey stuff, and because I met other bands where like they were called the Vegas Lounge Lizards, and it had a really similar vibe to this. So I don't know if like Hunter S, lends itself to the same sorts of inspirations, but I wonder what that is. Is this an aesthetic from the media? Either way, it's really fun. Improv-y, bluesy, grungy old bass. Yeah, like this part of the album art looks like it's something that could have come out of Hunter S. Thompson. Like gacked? What? Is this a hallucination of some kind of beer can, or like is this a gas can or something like that? I know that that's kind of in the zeitgeist right now. And this is a heart container, maybe like a Zelda heart container. Grungy rock in basements is definitely something that's evocative of my teenage years, and so are heart containers from Ocarina of Time. So if that's something, then we're on like a little vibe there for sure. I think the coolest thing about listening to blues music after a long time is that I forget you can bend strings on guitars. Like math rock has so much tapping, but there's so little like bending in a lot of it. I know Chon gets down with bends, and Chon is one of the biggest math rock groups out there, but like a lot of the other ones, you're not used to hearing very much bending. Like I don't know if Pete Davis bends, or it might happen and it's just so fast that I just miss it in like the chaos. All right, Hunter S is back here at the end of the track, or maybe this is one of the people credited with vocals. Are people doing Hunter S. Thompson vocal impressions as part of this recording? Because that's cool too. I feel like when you have this kind of music going on in the background of a monologue, internal or otherwise, in media, it's like the kind of thing that's preceding a psychotic break. There's like this toxic bubbling in your mind that's about to like overflow, It's like somebody monologuing after, or it's like a big reveal and it flashes back to the montage of them doing all the depraved stuff that's lending itself to this like grungy rock background music. All right, we're gonna go out. Hunter S is gonna walk away for a second, let the band kind of say goodbye, which I love. I love a little saying goodbye at the end of a track. Yeah, this is cool. Owls on Fire. Like, I think the mix could use a little bit of work. You could give your stuff a bit more space. And sonically, like, I think, is some of it improvised? Is a lot of it improvisational? I could see how it's not. In some places, you kind of like go off the chord tones and things like that, but I know people will do that intentionally, whether it's improvised or not. So that maybe that was something you were going for. But yeah, really cool. I think your mixing could use some space, but maybe that would take away from this grungy garage aesthetic that it has, and that's one of the coolest parts. Love the paper cutouts used in your album art. That's part of what we do here. So hell yeah, keep the collage alive. Here we've got the Blue Orphan, called Blue Rog the Sorcerer, here on Newgrounds. I can't believe I'm on Newgrounds. I feel like I should be looking over my shoulder for my like childhood friend's dad, click off the definitely unwholesome thing that I was looking at on Newgrounds. Yeah, crazy. 17 listens here. It's still unscored. I don't know how to score it because I've never used music on Newgrounds before. You can still tag things, it looks like. It's got the file size, which is wild, how long the song is. They have when it was uploaded. That's really interesting, right down to the time. Like, I'm not used to that kind of information being highlighted, so that's cool. This is super early in the morning, so I don't know if you like stayed up all night, if we're in a different time zone, like if this is automated because my time zone is around here. The genre is pop. Okay, let's check it out while I kind of like try to fathom what it's like to just be on Newgrounds. Yeah, here we go. Shoes cover, Blanks, Blue Orphan, gonna be wicked. They've done a Blanks cover before, and I'm trying to remember what it sounded like, but I don't know if it was just mopey the whole time. No use speculating. We're about to get the whole experience. Yeah, it almost comes in like Wilco. Oh, listen to those harmonies. Woo! Massive guitars. The Blue Orphan's layering, just always gonna blow me away. I feel like this is kind of a natural evolution of that style of guitar that existed, like Pink Floyd, David Gilmour is playing, where it was like slower. It's less notes, but it's like just as meaningful as guitarists like me who flurry away trying to be impressive that way. Like, this is so, every note feels so big and evocative, like well thought out with the harmonies and things like that. It's using a guitar on a completely different, axis. So I'm assuming the original song has vocals and you're playing the vocal melody on guitar. And so maybe that's where some of those beautiful harmonies come from and things like that. And you've like really thoughtfully programmed the drums too. I know if I was going to do programmed drums for a cover, I'd probably leave it to be an afterthought, but you've got little parts where it's dropping out, and it's got that cute Casio drum kit kind of vibe to it. Like Glenn Hansard used it sometimes. Glenn Hansard is like such a fringe weird thing to expect people to know. I think Max Bemis from Say Anything used it as well. I know you guys are probably more familiar familiar with Say Anything. You brought Say Anything up more than almost any other of my influences. Oh, I really like this ending. So I don't know. Yeah, again, like I don't know if your melody that you've chosen to layer in the background comes from what they were using for vocals in the BLANKTs song, but it's beautiful. Just the meandering exit of the track. Looks like we're in for a great Blue Orphan finish here, as one is wont to have in a Blue Orphan track. Oh, hell yeah, sick. I'm setting you up by always saying that your outros are so amazing. Like, I know I get to the end of making a song and I'm exhausted and I don't even want to think about the outro, even though I know the outro is so important. So it's usually like one of the most belabored parts of songwriting for me is those last 2 bars, trying to come up with that last kind of change and glimmer so that somebody kind of gets a final, you know, gets thrown one more time before the song ends. And I always talk about how good your outros are, so you must be in that belabored, well, if you're anything like me when writing songs, you're in that belabored moment and then you're like, oh, I've got to play like a wicked outro now. Anyway, crazy Newgrounds is where this is hosted, so I think the best way to probably find this is to come into our Discord and click on the link that the Blue Orphan shared to their Newgrounds sound profile called Bullrog the Sorcerer. This is sick. What a cool experience. And here we've got Spit Fountain by Algernon Cadwallader, covered by Josh Chaplin, a new member of our Discord, sharing some stuff with us. Really excited to see some Algernon Cadwallader. Huge inspiration for us, definitely in the terms of like what they did for the genre in general. We kind of unnecessarily, not unnecessarily, but unintentionally borrow a lot from them. But the way that their album art was made is similar to how I made our first album arts. And unfortunately, they've only got the one record, which I always talk about when I think about them. I'm just noticing this trend of being able to see people's like DAW and desktop reflected in their guitars. That's really cool. Make sure you don't have your search history reflected on your pickguard before you record your cover. Oh god, it's such a good band. The guitar looks really difficult too. Man, Algernon is definitely not letting on how difficult these friggin' guitar parts are in their tracks. You've got that toned down perfectly, that like chunky brightness. I really love the blend of like technicality and just like straight up emo rock music that's happening in Algernon. Like, I think it's something that I've always wanted to be as a musician and I've always like aimed for, but it's really hard to hit it super concisely. This makes me really want to learn Algernon Cadwallader songs. They look super fun. Like, they look complicated, they look fun. It looks like I could take a lot from this, which is not something you'd assume with a band with such a short, you know, lifetime. Like, if they were so amazing, then why, like, why weren't they picked up? And like, hell yeah, you're getting this in one take. Shouts out to the yellow Tortex pick users, if you are one. I'm definitely a yellow Tortex pick user. I don't know if you just got like a totally burnt out yellow Tortex there or not, but yeah. Oh, you killed it. Guitar shirt, guitar out. You've proven your loyalty to guitars in general. That sounded really great. Congrats on your Algernon cover. I did not know that the guitars on their stuff were so complicated. So you've opened up a whole world of interest in that band for me. So hell yeah, you killed it. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget, some of the content that's posted in this series is only accessible in our Discord. So get notified when it gets posted and don't miss out on anything by joining our Discord using the invite link in the description down below. While you're down there, if you wouldn't mind liking the video and subscribing to the channel, we'd seriously appreciate it. Thank you again, and I can't wait to talk to you again soon.